The stars dimmed one by one as massive shadow-like ships emerged from hyperspace near Jupiter's orbit. Earth's deep space monitoring stations lit up with alerts, their sensors detecting energy signatures unlike anything ever recorded before. In the United Nations Space Command Center beneath the Rocky Mountains, General Robert stared at the massive holographic display, his weathered face illuminated by the pulsing red warning lights. "How many ships are we looking at?" he asked, his voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "Over 300 vessels, sir," Lieutenant David reported, his fingers flying across the control panel. "The smallest one is roughly the size of Manhattan. The largest," he paused, double-checking his readings, "is approximately the size of Ireland." The room fell silent. Decades of preparing for this moment suddenly felt inadequate. Humanity had always known they weren't alone in the universe, but they had hoped first contact would be more diplomatic. "Send the alert to all major military commands," General Robert ordered. "And get me the Security Council. They need to know we're no longer alone." Within hours, the world's leaders gathered virtually in an emergency session. The massive alien fleet had stopped near Jupiter, holding position in a formation that clearly displayed their military nature. As the politicians argued about the best course of action, a transmission cut through all of Earth's communication channels. The holographic image that appeared showed a tall, humanoid figure dressed in ornate armor. Its skin was pale blue, and its four eyes blinked in an unsettling pattern. "People of Earth," it spoke in perfect English, "I am High Commander Allen of the Galactic Empire. Your world has been chosen for integration into our realm. Surrender peacefully, and you will be granted status as a protectorate. Resist, and we will be forced to demonstrate our power." The message repeated in all major Earth languages, leaving no doubt about its intentions. The Empire wasn't asking, it was demanding. In the UNSC bunker, General Robert received a private message from the head of Project Guardian, a classified program hidden from public knowledge for the past 50 years. "Sir," the message read, "the weapons are ready. We've been preparing for this since Roswell. Permission to activate Defense Protocol 0. General Robert took a deep breath. He had hoped this day would never come, but humanity wasn't as helpless as the Empire believed. "Activate all systems," he commanded. "But keep them in stealth mode. Let's see what they do first." The Empire gave Earth 24 hours to respond. As the deadline approached, satellites around the planet quietly repositioned themselves. Hidden bases on the moon powered up their systems. Deep beneath the oceans, sleeping giants stirred to life. The world's population watched the skies with a mixture of fear and defiance. News channels ran constant coverage of the alien fleet, visible even to the naked eye as bright points of light in the day sky. People either fled to emergency shelters or gathered in crowds, some celebrating what they thought were humanity's last hours, others praying for salvation. In the final hour before the deadline, Earth's united government sent its response. "The people of Earth acknowledge your presence, High Commander Allen. However, we reject your terms. Earth is not for sale, surrender, or integration. We stand united in this decision. Any hostile action will be met with appropriate force. This is your only warning." High Commander Allen's response was immediate and furious. "You dare defy the Empire? We have conquered 10,000 worlds. Your primitive technology is nothing compared to our power. This defiance will cost you dearly." As the transmission ended, General Robert turned to his staff. "Send the coded message to all commands. Operation Thunderbird is now active." He walked to the window overlooking the command center and watched as hundreds of military personnel coordinated Earth's defenses. "They think we're primitive," he muttered. "Let's show them how wrong they are." The first battle for Earth's freedom was about to begin, and humanity had more than a few surprises ready for their unwelcome visitors. Unknown to the Empire, Earth had been preparing for this moment since the first alien ship crashed in 1947. They were ready. High Commander Allen made good on his threat. Within hours of Earth's defiant response, a fleet of 50 warships broke away from the main Imperial force and headed toward Earth. Their energy signatures lit up space monitoring stations across the solar system. "They're sending their smallest ships first," Lieutenant David reported, tracking the incoming vessels. "Looks like they want to give us a demonstration of their power without committing their main force." General Roberts stood calm at his command post. "Just as we expected. Are the quantum satellites in position?" "Yes, sir. All 36 satellites are ready. They still haven't detected them." The Empire's demonstration fleet approached with overwhelming confidence. Their ships moved in a perfect attack formation, designed to intimidate as much as to destroy. What they didn't know was that they were flying into a carefully laid trap. Admiral James, commanding Earth's space defense from a hidden base on the moon, watched the enemy approach. "Look at them," he said to his crew. "They're not even running active scans. They think we're blind and defenseless." The Imperial ships crossed Mars' orbit, their weapons charging. Sudden bursts of energy erupted from their forward cannons, sending streams of plasma toward Earth. The attacks were clearly meant to strike unpopulated areas, a show of force rather than a genuine assault. But the plasma bolts never reached their targets. "Quantum disruption field activated," announced the AI controlling Earth's defense network. A shimmer appeared in space, barely visible to the naked eye, but devastating in its effect. The Imperial weapons fire simply ceased to exist, disappearing into what looked like ripples in the fabric of space itself. In the Imperial fleet, alarms began blaring. "High Commander," a subordinate reported to Allen, "something is interfering with our weapons. The energy signatures are impossible. They're being erased from existence." The Empire's ships attempted to adjust their attack, switching to different weapon systems. Particle beams, fusion torpedoes, and graviton pulses all met the same fate: complete annihilation before reaching Earth's atmosphere. Admiral James allowed himself a small smile. Now for Phase 2. Launch the mirror drones. From hidden bays around the moon, thousands of small silver spheres emerged. Each was barely larger than a basketball, but they carried humanity's response to the Empire's aggression. The Imperial fleet detected the approaching objects too late. The spheres surrounded their ships, creating a complex geometric pattern. Before the Empire could react, each sphere activated, creating a localized quantum field that perfectly mirrored the ship's own energy signatures. The effect was devastating. Every system on the Imperial vessels that used energy, from weapons to engines to life support, began to malfunction. Their own power was being reflected back at them, creating devastating feedback loops. "What sorcery is this?" High Commander Allen demanded, watching helplessly as his demonstration fleet went dark. Ship after ship lost power, left floating helplessly in space. Earth's response came in the form of a simple text message, broadcast on the Empire's own communication frequencies. "This was our warning shot. Your ships will be returned to Jupiter's orbit with minimal life support active. Leave the solar system, or next time we won't be so gentle." In the UNSC Command Center, General Robert watched as Earth's recovery ships began towing the disabled Imperial vessels. "Send the message to all commands," he ordered. "Phase 1 successful. Begin preparations for Phase 2. They'll be back, and they'll be angry." Lieutenant David looked up from his console. "Sir, we're detecting massive energy spikes from the main Imperial fleet. They're preparing for a full-scale attack." "Good," General Robert replied, his face showing no concern. "Let them come. Humanity has been preparing for this fight for generations. We hid our true capabilities, waiting for the day some empire would try to conquer us. Now they'll learn why that was a mistake." The disabled Imperial ships, now under tow by Earth vessels that seemed to appear from nowhere, served as a powerful message to the Empire. Humanity wasn't the primitive species they had assumed. The real war was about to begin, and Earth was ready to show just how advanced they truly were. High Commander Allen watched the humiliating retreat of his ships, his 4 eyes narrowing in rage. The Empire had never faced defeat like this. Earth would pay dearly for this insult, or so he thought. The Imperial response was swift and massive. Over 200 capital ships broke formation around Jupiter, accelerating toward Earth with weapons charge. This time, they weren't holding anything back. They've learned from their first mistake. Commander Anna observed from her underground command center in Australia. They're using rotating shield frequencies and spreading their formation to avoid our quantum disruption fields. High Commander Allen's voice boomed across all frequencies. You have forced our hand, humans. Your primitive tricks won't save you now. Witness the true might of the Empire. The Imperial fleet launched a devastating first strike. Thousands of energy weapons fired simultaneously, their combined power enough to crack a planet's crust. The Empire expected to see Earth's surface turn to molten glass. Instead, a shimmering blue barrier materialized around the planet. Planetary shield holding at 98% capacity, reported the defense AI. Enemy weapons are having minimal effect. Inside his flagship, High Commander Allen's four eyes widened in disbelief. Impossible. No planetary civilization has ever developed shield technology this advanced. How are they doing this? The truth was something the Empire couldn't have predicted. Earth's shield wasn't just one system. It was millions of quantum-linked generators buried deep within the planet's crust, each one powering a small section of the massive defensive barrier. The technology had been developed from studying the remains of alien ships that had crashed on Earth over the centuries. Commander Anna activated the Global Defense Network. All ground-based installations, you are cleared to engage. Show them what Earth can do. Across the planet, hidden installations revealed themselves. Mountains split open to expose massive energy cannons. Oceans parted as underwater bases launched salvos of advanced missiles. Even the polar ice caps concealed weapons platforms that had remained dormant for decades. Earth's counterattack was precisely coordinated. Thousands of defense systems fired simultaneously, their attacks synchronized by quantum computers that could predict and adapt to Imperial evasive maneuvers before they even began. Full assault pattern detected. The Imperial fleet's tactical eye warned. Their weapon systems are. They're targeting our shield vulnerabilities with 99.9% accuracy. This is beyond any known technological capability. The Empire's ships began falling. Their shields, designed to withstand conventional attacks, proved useless against Earth's hybrid weapons, systems that combine stolen alien technology with humanity's own innovations. High Commander Allen watched in horror as his mighty fleet was systematically dismantled. Pull back. Regroup at. His orders were cut short as his flagship shields failed, disabled by a precise strike from an orbital defense platform that seemed to appear out of nowhere. In the UNSC Command Center, General Robert received updated battle reports. 60% of enemy fleet disabled or destroyed. The rest are attempting to retreat. Should we pursue? Negative. Commander Anna responded from Australia. Let them run. They need to report back to their empire. Let them tell everyone what happens when you try to conquer Earth. The retreating Imperial ships were harassed by small, fast Earth vessels that seemed to phase in and out of reality. Another technology humanity had reverse-engineered and improved upon. These ships picked off the stragglers, ensuring the Empire's defeat was complete. As the battle ended, Earth's defensive systems powered down, once again becoming invisible to outside observers. The planetary shield faded from view, and the weapon platforms returned to their hiding places. Send a message to the Imperial capital, General Robert ordered. Tell them, this was not our full strength. Next time, we won't be so merciful. Earth is off limits. The Empire had made a critical mistake. They had assumed that because Earth wasn't part of the galactic community, it must be primitive. They never considered that Earth's isolation was a choice, a strategy to develop and prepare without drawing attention. As the surviving Imperial ships limped back to Jupiter, High Commander Allen realized the terrible truth. They hadn't discovered a new world to conquer. They had awakened a sleeping giant, one that had been quietly preparing for this day for generations. The real question now was, what would Earth do next? The world watched in awe as Professor Thomas walked onto the United Nations stage. After Earth's decisive victory over the Imperial fleet, the time had come to reveal the truth about humanity's technological advancement. For over 70 years, he began, his voice steady, we have been keeping a secret from our own people, a secret that ensured our survival today. Behind him, a holographic display activated, showing images of crashed alien ships from throughout history. Roswell was real, he continued. So were dozens of other crashes. But they weren't accidents. They were gifts from resistance fighters within the Empire, who saw Earth as their last hope against Imperial expansion. The assembly hall erupted in shocked murmurs. On screens worldwide, billions watched as humanity's hidden history was revealed. These brave rebels sacrificed themselves to give us their technology, piece by piece. They knew the Empire would eventually find Earth. They wanted us to be ready. Professor Thomas gestured, and the hologram changed to show underground facilities hidden beneath every continent. We created a global network of research centers. The brightest minds from every nation worked together in secret reverse engineering alien technology and combining it with human innovation. In orbit, cleanup crews were still collecting debris from the battle. Each piece of Imperial technology was immediately transported to these hidden facilities for analysis. But we didn't just copy their technology, Thomas explained. We improved it. The Empire's quantum drives. We made them 300% more efficient. Their weapons? We discovered 37 design flaws and fixed them all. Their AI systems? Ours are generations ahead. In the audience, High Commander Allen sat as an invited observer, his 4 eyes narrowing as he realized the full extent of his mistake. Earth hadn't just defeated an Imperial fleet. They had surpassed the Empire's technological level entirely. The planetary shield that protected us. Thomas continued. It's powered by zero-point energy reactors we developed 20 years ago. The weapons that destroyed your ships, they operate on principles your scientists haven't even discovered yet. He turned directly to Allen. You thought you found a primitive world, ripe for conquest. Instead, you found a planet that had been quietly preparing to defend itself. And others, from your empire for decades. The hologram shifted again, showing a massive underground shipyard beneath the Mariana Trench. We haven't just been developing defensive technology. We've built a fleet that combines the best of human ingenuity with advanced alien science. Images of sleek, black ships filled the screen. Unlike the bulky Imperial vessels, Earth's ships were elegant and deadly, incorporating designs that the Empire's engineers had never imagined. These ships can outrun, outfight, and outthink anything in your fleet, Professor Thomas stated. We have thousands of them, hidden throughout our solar system. We didn't use them in our recent battle because we didn't need to. High Commander Allen stood up, his voice filled with a mixture of rage and fear. You dare threaten the Empire? We have millions of ships, thousands of worlds. Professor Thomas smiled calmly. We're not threatening anyone. We're simply revealing the truth. Earth isn't defenseless. We're not isolated because we're primitive. We're isolated because we chose to be. The hologram showed one final image, a map of known Imperial territory, with Earth glowing bright at its edge. For years, we've been receiving transmissions from worlds under Imperial control. Worlds that dream of freedom. Now they know it's possible to stand against you. In the UNSC Command Center, General Robert watched the broadcast with satisfaction. Send the signal, he ordered. Activate all the sleeper ships. Across Imperial space, thousands of hidden Earth vessels powered up. They had been waiting in secret, preparing to help any world that wanted to break free from Imperial control. Professor Thomas's voice carried across the galaxy. Earth is no longer hiding. We stand ready to help any world that wishes to be free. The Empire's days of unchallenged conquest are over. The revelation was complete. Earth hadn't just revealed its strength, it had declared its intention to change the galaxy forever. The time of secrets was over. The time of liberation had begun. The surface of Mars shimmered as massive hangar doors opened in the side of Olympus Mons, revealing rows of sleek Earth battleships. Similar scenes played out across the Moon's dark side and within the clouds of Venus, as humanity's hidden fleet emerged from decades of secrecy. Captain Mark stood on the bridge of the EDS Retribution, Earth's most advanced warship. "All ships, report status," he commanded, watching as hundreds of green lights appeared on his tactical display. "The Empire is pulling their forces back to Proxima Centauri," his AI officer reported. "They're attempting to establish a defensive line around their closest colonial world." The Earth fleet moved with perfect coordination, their quantum drives leaving no trace in space. Unlike the bulky Imperial ships, Earth's vessels were dark and sleek, nearly invisible to traditional sensors. "They still think we'll fight like they do," Captain Mark observed. "Form up on attack pattern Delta. Let's show them how Earth wages war." The Imperial fleet, 3 times larger than the force that had attacked Earth, waited in standard combat formation. Their sensors swept space, searching for the approaching Earth fleet. They were looking in the wrong dimension. Earth's ships phased into reality directly inside the Imperial formation, their advanced shields disrupting the enemy's defensive screens. Before the Empire could react, quantum torpedoes struck with surgical precision, targeting command and control systems. "Impossible," an Imperial commander shouted. "Their weapons are passing through our shields as if they don't exist." The truth was devastating. Earth's weapons operated on principles the Empire had never encountered. Each torpedo created a localized field where the laws of physics themselves were temporarily rewritten. Captain Mark watched the battle unfold on his tactical display. "Launch the AI fighters," he ordered. Thousands of small, unmanned craft poured from Earth's ships, their quantum processors able to predict and counter Imperial tactics before they were even executed. The Empire's response was predictable. They tried to overwhelm Earth's forces with numbers. But quantity meant nothing against Earth's technological superiority. Each human ship could engage multiple Imperial vessels simultaneously, their advanced systems easily managing complex battle scenarios. "Sir," the AI officer reported, "we're detecting power spikes from the Imperial flagship. They're preparing to use their planet killer weapon." Captain Mark smiled grimly. "Just as we expected. Execute Operation Mirror." As the Empire's superweapon charge, Earth's fleet deployed their secret weapon. Hundreds of quantum field generators activated simultaneously, creating a perfect reflection of the Empire's own energy signature. The massive Imperial weapon fired, and its energy was caught in an endless loop, feeding back into itself. The resulting cascade failure rippled through the Imperial fleet, disabling their primary power systems. "All ships, target their engine cores," Captain Mark ordered. "Disable, don't destroy. We want prisoners, not martyrs." Earth's fleet moved with precision, systematically neutralizing the Imperial forces. Their superior technology and tactics turned what should have been a desperate battle into a one-sided demonstration of power. In the Imperial flagship's command center, the Admiral watched in horror as his fleet was methodically taken apart. "How?" he demanded. "How can they be so far ahead of us?" The answer was simple. While the Empire had grown complacent with their technological superiority, Earth had been learning, adapting, and innovating. Every piece of alien technology that had reached Earth had been studied, improved, and transformed into something new. As the battle ended, Captain Mark broadcast a message to the disabled Imperial ships. "Your crew will be treated humanely. Your wounded will receive medical care. This is how Earth wages war, with precision, efficiency, and mercy." The victory was total. In less than an hour, Earth's hidden fleet had defeated the Empire's primary battle group. The message was clear. Humanity wasn't just capable of defending itself, it could project power far beyond its solar system. As recovery ships began collecting the disabled Imperial vessels, Captain Mark received new orders from Earth Command. Proceed to Phase 2. The liberation of the Imperial colonies begins now. The real war was just beginning, and Earth was ready to reshape the galaxy. News of Earth's victory spread across the galaxy like a shockwave. In the Imperial capital, the High Council gathered for an emergency session that would determine the fate of their 1,000-year empire. 3 battles, 3 humiliating defeats. First Counselor Jack slammed his fist on the ornate table. Our most advanced fleet, reduced to floating debris by a world we didn't even know existed. The Imperial Palace's Grand Chamber, usually a place of order and control, had descended into chaos. Representatives from 100 worlds argued as reports continued to arrive from across the Empire. 2 colony worlds have already declared independence, announced Intelligence Director Peter, his voice trembling. They're using Earth's victory as inspiration. Our control is slipping. High Commander Allen, recalled from the Earth campaign in disgrace, stood before the Council. You don't understand, he warned. Earth isn't just defending itself. They're systematically dismantling our power structure. Their ships appear from nowhere, disable our systems, and vanish again. On the massive holographic display dominating the chamber, red lights began blinking, each one representing another world questioning Imperial authority. The Empire's carefully maintained image of invincibility was crumbling. We're receiving a transmission, announced the communications officer. It's from Earth's diplomatic corps. The image of Ambassador William appeared, calm and composed. Greetings, Imperial Council. We're contacting you to discuss terms. Terms? First Counselor Jack scoffed. You dare dictate terms to the Empire. We're offering you a choice, William continued, unperturbed. The Empire can either adapt to a new reality or face extinction. Your technological advantage over other worlds is gone. Your military superiority is an illusion, but it doesn't have to end in your destruction. The Council chamber fell silent as William outlined Earth's proposal. The Empire would grant independence to any world that requested it, maintain trade relationships with former colonies, and transition to a cooperative alliance rather than a controlling force. This is absurd, shouted one counselor. We cannot simply abandon thousands of years of imperial rule. But others in the chamber had begun to nod. They had seen the battle reports, analyzed Earth's capabilities. The humans hadn't just defeated imperial forces, they had rendered their most advanced weapons obsolete. Perhaps, suggested a younger counselor named Robert, it's time for the Empire to evolve. Earth's technology, combined with our experience and resources, we could build something greater than conquest. Outside the palace, crowds had gathered. News of Earth's offer had leaked, and citizens of the imperial capital were demanding change. Centuries of oppression had created a powder keg. Earth's victory had lit the fuse. We're receiving reports from the outer systems, Intelligence Director Peter announced. 30 more worlds have declared their intention to seek independence. They're calling it the Earth Protocol, peaceful separation from imperial control. High Commander Allen watched as the empire he had served his entire life began to transform. They didn't just defeat our military, he realized. They defeated our entire way of thinking. Ambassador William's image remained on the display, waiting patiently as the council debated. Earth had positioned itself perfectly, not as a conqueror, but as a catalyst for change. The council will recess for deliberation. First Counselor Jack announced, his voice heavy with the weight of history. But we all know there's only one real choice. The Empire as we knew it ended the moment Earth revealed its true strength. In orbit above the imperial capital, Earth's ships remained invisible but present, a reminder that the old ways of force and domination had met their match. The Empire faced a choice: adapt or fall. As the council members filed out of the chamber, many were already planning for a new future, one where the Empire would need to earn respect rather than demand it. Earth had changed everything, not through conquest, but by offering a better way. The galaxy was transforming, and at its heart, was the world that had dared to say no to an empire. 1 year after Earth's dramatic stand against the empire, the galaxy had transformed beyond recognition. The newly established Galactic Council convened in its headquarters, a massive space station orbiting Earth, symbolizing humanity's emergence as a galactic power. The transition has exceeded our expectations, General Robert reported to the assembled representatives. 90% of former imperial worlds have successfully established independent governments. Trade between free worlds has increased by 300%. The council chamber was a marvel of human engineering, combining Earth's aesthetic beauty with advanced technology. Representatives from hundreds of worlds sat together, former imperial subjects now equals in a new galactic community. Earth's defensive technology has been successfully shared with 17 formerly oppressed worlds, Commander Anna added. Each has adapted it to their unique circumstances. The age of conquest is over. High Commander Allen, now serving as the Reformed Empire's representative, stood to address the council. A year ago, I came to Earth expecting to find primitives to conquer. Instead, I found teachers. The Empire has learned more about progress in 1 year of peace than in 1,000 years of conquest. The massive view screen showed real-time images from across the galaxy. Former Imperial warships, now converted to exploration vessels, worked alongside Earth's fleet. Scientific missions probed the mysteries of space while trading ships carried goods and ideas between worlds. We've detected no attempts at unauthorized military expansion, reported the Defense A. The Quantum Defense Network has created true stability for the first time in galactic history. Professor Thomas, now heading the Galactic Scientific Exchange, presented his findings. By combining Earth's innovations with the knowledge of 100 worlds, we've made extraordinary advances. Medical breakthroughs alone have saved billions of lives across former imperial space. But Earth's influence went beyond technology. Their example had shown the galaxy a different way of existing, one based on cooperation rather than domination. Former enemy worlds now work together, solving problems that had seemed insurmountable under imperial rule. The Earth Protocol has become the standard for diplomatic relations, Ambassador William noted. Worlds are choosing to unite their strengths while maintaining their independence. It's a balance the Empire never thought possible. In Earth orbit, a constant stream of ships arrived from across the galaxy. Some came to trade, others to learn, but all were treated as equals. Earth had become known not as conquerors, but as guardians of freedom. There are still challenges, General Robert admitted. Some imperial hardliners resist change. Pirates test our defenses. But for the first time, we face these problems together, as allies rather than masters and slaves. The council chamber erupted in applause as Earth announced its latest initiative, a program to help developing worlds achieve technological parity, ensuring no power could ever again threaten galactic peace. We call it the Guardian Protocol, Commander Anna explained. Any world that commits to peaceful development will receive the tools to defend itself. Never again will a single power dominate through force. As the session ended, representatives from across the galaxy mingled freely. Former imperial officers discussed philosophy with scientists from worlds they once oppressed. Traders from distant systems made deals that would have been impossible under the old order. Earth's greatest victory wasn't military, High Commander Allen observed to General Robert. It was showing us all a better way. In the space around Earth, ships of all designs and origins moved in harmony. The Quantum Defense Network stood ready but invisible, a shield protecting not just one world, but the rights of all worlds to choose their own path. The galaxy asked us to surrender, General Robert replied, watching the peaceful activity. Instead, we taught it how to be free. Earth had become legendary, not as the world that defeated an empire, but as the world that transformed one. The planet that said no to conquest had said yes to something far greater, a future where strength meant protecting the weak, not dominating them. As the council adjourned, the stars seemed brighter somehow. The galaxy had entered a new age, and at its heart was the world that had dared to stand alone, and in doing so, had united all.